given a greater purpose in the nation of Kenya and indeed throughout Africa. And we want to invite you in a very, very special way. And we want to become very intentional in asking you to guide us and to lead us. Thanking you for the CEO, Mr. George Washuri, all the directors, all the staff, and all the stakeholders who have walked along with us in the journey of developing and creating a real experience in real estate in Africa. And now we want to ask that, Almighty God, you lead us, you guide us, you protect us, truly understand the environment we are walking into throughout the world, and indeed in Kenya. The coronavirus season has not been an easy one, but your grace has been so sufficient, and we want to count on this grace that you will even take us to greater heights of success. I pray for prosperity, and I pray for the success of the next level of journey of Optiven. And I want to ask, dear Lord, that everyone who will come on board will experience the same blessing we have experienced before. So take all the honor and all the glory and the bless out throughout this day and the days to come. For this we pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much.
Indeed, we thank you so much, Reverend Bishop Katutu, for wonderful prayers. And ladies and gentlemen, just to once again welcome you to our event today. And of course, we are doing big things today. We have a huge launch that is ahead of us. And we are also celebrating as Optiven 20 years of transformation. So this is a huge day, and wherever you are watching, and especially our guests who are here, we take this opportunity to officially welcome you and feel welcome. Our guests who have arrived, we have our guests from the Nairobi Stock Exchange. We have guests from Capital Markets Authority who are right here with us. We really appreciate you and feel most welcome to this event. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to just quickly a recap of our program today. It's a very brief program. It's 1 hour. And after the prayers that have just been done, we have Mr. George Washuri, the CEO of Optiven, who is going to come and give us his speech. Then after that, we have the guest from our chief guest, who is none other than Mr. Wycliffe Shamia from our Capital Markets Authority. He's here with us, and he's going to give his keynote. And then now, followed by that, we are going to have a major, a big celebration, a huge celebration. And I just want to tell you, just keep tuned, because this is going to be a huge announcement that is going to happen. And then soon after that, we are going to have a panel discussion, a very incisive panel discussion that will be led by none other than Madam Bithe Mwema, who is here with us. Bithe Mwema, welcome to our event today. And soon after that, we are going to conclude. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the order of our event today. And for that matter, I want us to hold our hearts together, because this is the hour. This is the moment that you're going to welcome our CEO, Mr. George Washuri. Mr. George Washuri has been a great team leader. He's been a great man, and he's done a lot to transform a company that started somewhere in Duruma Road, and it's right here today, celebrating a huge transformation, 20 years. You can imagine what is 20 years. Having successfully gone through 20 years of business and transformation. Mr. George Washuri, we take this opportunity to welcome you. DJ, please give us that song. And let us hold our hands, appreciate Mr. George Washuri as he comes. Wake up, Kono, wake up, wake up, wake up. Angusha, let's go. Wake up. Angusha. Asante, karibu sana.
Thank you, Mushiri. DJ, do me a favor. Let's play the Optiven song, please.
tulianza kwa hatua, miaka zaidi ya 20 tukaanza hatua kwa pamoja. Kutimiza ndoto za Wakenya, mchanga wetu kuboresha, jiwe kwa jiwe tunajenga. Kwa kila hatua tabasamu ya kila Mkenya ikiwa nguzo yetu. Optiven ni yangu, Optiven ni yetu sote, Optiven ni mimi na wewe. Optiven ni yangu, Optiven ni yetu sote, Optiven ni mimi na wewe. Pamoja,
We're inspiring possibilities.
with Optiven,
We're inspiring possibilities. We're inspiring possibilities.
with Optiven,
With Optiven,
pamoja,
we're inspiring
with
possibilities.
Optiven,
We're inspiring possibilities. We're inspiring possibilities. With Optiven, with Optiven.
Pamoja, safari ya mafanikio inaendelea hatua kwa hatua. Optiven, inspiring possibilities.
with Optiven.
Wow, that is very inspiring song. We can to get my coffee. And we are very excited this morning. And personally, as a team leader, I am very happy. My name is George Washiri. And this is extremely very important event. And for me, I want to welcome everyone who is present here. I want to welcome the virtual following, that is following this very, very important event, celebrating 20 years of transforming people. And allow me to recognize God first, because God has been with Optiven for the last 20 years. And as I do that, I am also very humbled. I am very inspired, very encouraged that our guests are here with us. I want to recognize them. We are feeding on top of the mountain. And one of our guests that we really value is the CEO of Nairobi Securities Exchange, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo. Hiyo makofi hata sio ya chief. Can you imagine? You know, we must appreciate the men at the top in charge of big boys in Nairobi Securities Exchange. Also with us, hey, this is very inspiring today. Also with us is the vice chair of Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Bank, Mr. Amish Gupta. Ay, jameni, musiniangushe, kesesi. Yeah, this is the time that you must smile. Let's appreciate him. This is an extremely intelligent man, matters investment. And what's more, our chief guest, you know, when we did dry run, I was getting scared. This man had over 6 meetings the same hour. And I was praying and telling God, give us this man. Hey, when I saw him coming through the door, I said, for sure, this event is divine. Optiven is going to exist 1,000 years to come. And none other. This is the CEO of Capital Market Authority, Mr. Wycliffe. Wow, makofi vizuri. Men, we value you. Mr. Wycliffe, Shamia, you are doing an amazing job. We are extremely humbled. You don't know how we are feeling as Optiven. Asante sana, we value you. And I want to start with a small story that really inspired me. You know, 3 years ago, I read a story of a company called Royal Mint. And this story, what captured my attention was this company was founded in the year 886 AD. And I discovered the founder was Alfred, the Great King. Then I discovered, I usually see this company on social media. How can a company exist for 1,100 years? And this company manufactures coins and medals. And I said, wait a minute, Optiven, can you exist generations after generations? 3 years ago, an idea came and started talking to our board of directors. What can we do to ensure that Optiven does not die with George Washuri? And today, we are here to celebrate the rebirth, the rejuvenation, the newness of the Optiven of tomorrow. I can guarantee you, we are the next Royal Mint. When we are gone in heaven, our children's children will be having shares and getting dividends through Optiven. And for us as shareholders, we said it is high time to toe a maringo. We cede some shareholding for our people. And we are going to do it in a very interesting manner. And that's why we are joining Ibuka Accelerator Program, Nairobi Securities Exchange. We are going to do it in 3 levels. One of the levels is going to be ESOP, employment, employees, shares, ownership plan. ESOP, employees, shares, ownership plan. It may take 6 months, may take 1 year, because our customer number 1 at Optiven is our people. We call them partners. We don't call them employees. That will be phase 1. Phase 2 will be PP, private placement. We are going to identify people with similar vision as Optiven, institutions, pension funds, and they can come and buy a stake at Optiven. That will be phase 2. And that's why this journey is not an instant switch. We are walking this journey pole. Then phase 3 is the most exciting for our customers locally, our customers in diaspora, our friends out there, and for you, that you be able to enjoy the Optiven cake. By the way, we have been eating this cake for 20 years. Now, we want to invite you to enjoy this Black Forest. A company run professionally, a company with core competencies, with many advantages, and of course, God's favor. Phase 3 will be initial public offering, IPO. And if you're there, the IPO may take 3 years, may take 3 years, 4 years. I want to advise you, because I mentor people. I mentor over 500 companies, SMEs. Start saving to get a piece of Optiven cake, because I can feel it. I can say that Optiven, the next couple of years, we are going to conquer the African market. We have been village champions in Kenya for long. But we are saying enough is enough to be a village champion. Take my words. Optiven, we are moving to the next level. If you are there, make that decision. And what does Optiven mean? It means optimizing ventures. Whatever we touch must prosper. The people we associate with, they must also prosper. Our customers must also prosper. And that's why for us we say it's our culture to pray for our people. And we have a particular vision. And we say our vision is to economically and socially empower and transform the communities. And we are driven by a certain purpose. Now, add me 3 minutes. Now, you are just a kata. I'm excited. Give me 3 more minutes. We are saying we have a purpose. And our purpose is to economically and socially empower our people. And we have done it for 20 years. It has not been easy. It is ups and downs. At some point, we almost closed. And we started in Duruma Road with a borrowed table, with 1 seat, with my brother there. People call us Labora Brothers, Charles. We were there, no business, no customers. Now, 20 years later, we are here. The company has grown. We are over 400 employees, over 2,000 casual workers working for this particular vision. Why? We have a particular purpose. And we are guided by values. Values of professionalism, values of honesty, values of trustworthiness, that people who partner with Optiven, they are smiling. And for the last 20 years, we have empowered over 10,000 Kenyan people to have homes. And right now, as we do a rebirth, We can only do better. But why are we here? We are here for three things. Number one, we are here to mark our 20 years of transforming communities. That's reason number one. That's why we are here. That's why you have logged in. Reason number two, we are here to unveil our new identity. Man, we are excited. The new Optiven. The new identity is bold, it's agile, it is innovative, and it is going to capture the African market. Number three, why we are here to join Ibuka Accelerator Program so that the three phases, they are going to be realized. And I'm urging all our followers, all our people, Optiven ni yetu. Optiven ni yako. So join when the plane is on the ground. Once we go up there, you are going to be surprised. And we are happy to be here. And without much ado, I think I will open up the discussion, and I will come back, Mr. Mushiri Musheki. Somebody said, this is the time we are taking action, and somebody said, taking one action is better than 1,000 intentions. 3 years ago, we were intending to join the listing. Today, we are taking action. God bless you, we value you, we love you, you are the best. Wherever you are, just know that we value you. God bless you, thank you.
Let's appreciate Mr. George. Let's appreciate Mr. George. Thank you so much, and I want to take this opportunity. Let's hold our hands and welcome our chief guest, none other than Mr. Wycliffe Shamir, CMA Capital Markets Authority. Let's appreciate him. Thank you so much as you take the mic. Asante sana, asante. This is a big day, Optiven, 20 years of transformation. You're welcome.
George, that was very powerful. It's usually very difficult to speak after such wonderful speech. But I'm here today, and I'm very happy to join all of you. And I'll make a very brief speech because I think I look at time and we are running with it. The board of Optiven, CEO, founder, George Washuri, CEO NSC, Jeff Odundo, Vice Chair, Kasib, Amish Gupta, all invited guests, fellow panelists, distinguished guests, and those watching us online, good morning. I'll make a very brief speech because I think it is very important to give ourselves time to celebrate what we are doing today. It is indeed a pleasure to be part of the launch you have here as Optiven Limited today. I know there are three issues, but more importantly, your celebration of 20 years, having been in existence for that long, and also joining a Ibuka program at Nairobi Securities Exchange. There is no doubt in my mind that this important development will translate into many benefits to Optiven and its partners, as Washuri has just mentioned. And this will include having access to raising funds for long-term projects, which we know you for from capital markets. I also want to applaud NSC for the efforts since the launch of a Ibuka program way back in 2018 that has seen about 27 companies join the program as of now, including Optiven when we launch. Security exchanges world over have experienced various challenges in attracting companies to list despite the many incentives that you find in the environment where they exist. A review of recent data indicates that many owners of entities are reluctant to cede control or open themselves to scrutiny, especially from the taxman. I want to thank you because you've shown courage here today. And this, indeed, has seen some kind of slow pace in listings on James' board, which, of course, we all know was launched way back in 2013. That said, the Booker program will mitigate against these challenges by offering a platform that not only provides a specialized service in listings preparation, but also provides SMEs with public visibility, which will no doubt increase uptake once they issue shares to the public. On the same, I also note with delight that one company graduated from a Booker program, and this is Homeboys Entertainment, which we listed early in the year. I think this was a great success. It shows where we are going. Now, as a regulator, we have decided to engage the market and all other stakeholders because we feel it is very important. It is important because it then gives us a sense of what is more appropriate in the circumstance we find ourselves in. And because of this, we are working very hard to look at our legal framework afresh so that we have requirements which are homegrown and more appropriate for those who are interested in doing activities within capital markets. We shall continue to work with you stakeholders because we have the same objective. And finally, we think that will easily realize our objectives of developing our capital markets in Kenya. Optiven, we know you. We know the work you've done in real estate. We also know the work you've done for society. And as your CEO has spoken, we see a lot of potential. And I stand here today just to thank the founder, the board of Optiven, staff and partners, as you mentioned, and just to commit that you talked about 3 phases. As you go through those phases, as regulators, we will work with you. And we want to promise, at the point you feel perhaps you want to make any additional milestone, please don't shy to come to us. We will work with you. On behalf of the board of CMA, staff and management, the entire capital markets, we wish you well as you join Ebuka. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. That is not the best kind of way to appreciate the CMA boss. Let's appreciate him in a better way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And indeed, asante sana, Mr. Wycliffe, for a wonderful speech. And ladies and gentlemen, there cometh time, there cometh a moment, the time, and I want to welcome all of you to a great presentation, a great unveil that is just going to happen. Optiven is changing its identity. So this is a very big day for us. And ladies and gentlemen, and especially led by our CEO, Mr. George Washuri, a trailblazing CEO for that matter. I want you to kindly stand up and please join us on this side. Come over this way, and please come with your guests. Please come with your guests so that we can have this moment. I'm also requesting the directors of Optiven, Mr. Charles, Mr. Philip, Reverend Bishop Philip. Please step forward. Madam Mary, wherever you are, please come forward, because this is a great moment. This is a great opportunity that we are going to do an official unveil of our new identity. And I want to, at the beginning when we were welcoming our CEO, we wanted to play this Optiven song at this moment. The CEO, you can imagine how excited it is. And asante sana. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give these, Kasaya, please come and sanitize this particular remote. Kasaya from our customer service. As our DJ prepares Optiven new song, please hand it over to Mr. Wycliffe. Hand it to Mr. Wycliffe, who is going to, hand it to Mr. Wycliffe, who is at the count of 10. There's a button. You can slide it down, just slide it down. And yeah, so at the count of 10, he's going to press the A button at the count of, so we are going to count 10 all the way to 1. At 1, we are going to make this launch. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are watching us from, if you are at home, this is a new identity for Optiven, and Optiven is led by none other than a great CEO, Mr. George Washuri, who is right here next to this great presentation that is going to happen, flanked by he called them the big boys of the industry. The big boys, you can see them, and you can tell don't they look handsome? They look handsome as we do this. So at the count of 10, so we start with 10, 9, let's count together, 8, let's go, 7, 6, let's go, 5, let's go, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate the great new identity. Optiven new identity. Optiven new identity. Let us stand up. Let us just stand up. Let us stand up as we appreciate. I even feel the great identity, Optiven identity. Oh my goodness. Let us appreciate. Thank you. We are indeed inspiring possibilities. Mr. Wycliffe, thank you so much for doing us the honors to officially launch Optiven's new identity. And I want to call upon the directors. Mr. George, you can just come this side. And of course, the NSC team is right here, presented by none other than Jeff himself. Jeffrey calls himself Jeff. It's a beautiful thing. We have a big surprise that is happening courtesy of NSC. And ladies and gentlemen, mwenye macho haambiwi nini? Mwenye macho haambiwi nini? Tazama, because what is just going to happen here is earth-shaking, an earth-shaking milestone and development courtesy of NSC. Karibu-san.
The Chief Executive of the Capital Markets Authority, Mr. Wycliffe Shamia, the founder, CEO of Optiven, Mr. George Washuri, the CEO of the Deputy Chairman of the Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Bank, Amish Gupta, directors of Optiven, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, our Kenyans in the diaspora, all of us watching online, good morning. Good morning. I think I have the best part of this day coming after the launch of this great company. And I was just sharing with George that the first time I heard of Optiven was in 2014 when they won the Top 100 Mid-Sized Company Award. And what struck me is that I had never heard of Optiven. But today we stand tall with George, and I think at that event and later I did mention to him, you must come to the stock exchange. And today you've made us proud by making that journey true to your belief. Thank you very much, George. I think on behalf of the NSC, we are proud to be associated with Optiven and to take them through this program. And we're very delighted that they have decided to join our Ibuka program, which aspires to prepare companies to become public companies in the future. I think George has already started the learning very well. He's very intentional. He knows how he wants to go, starting with his key stakeholders, who are the staff. And so it is our belief that in a few years' time, Mrs. Washuri and your team, you'll also all be shareholders of a public listed company listed on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. So with that, I want to applaud you, thank you, and I wish you well through this journey. And there's no doubt that just like Royal Mint, 1,000 years from today, you will stand out. God bless you.
So we thank you so much. We thank you. And as we are doing this, and I want to tell you that this is a big news. Optiven has now officially gotten to another league of the big boys. And of course, the presentation that is happening right now, the other directors of Optiven can join this side so that we can officially be officially welcomed to NSC Ibuka program. So this is a big milestone where NSC is officially welcoming Optiven, and Optiven is now a group of companies. It has all the SBU, strategic business units, that have just joined NSC Ibuka. Let us appreciate this moment.
With that, we now want to invite George to. This is a session. George, we are presenting you with a certificate acknowledging your entry onto the accelerator program of the Ibuka, accelerator segment of the Ibuka program. Congratulations, and let's give them a great hand.
So it's very official. This is Optiven Real Estate, GMC Place, Optiven Construction, Optiven Homes, Optiven Water, all of them together as now one name, Optiven. Optiven, that is the brand new identity that has now joined Ibuka NSC program. Let's appreciate once again. We also now have an official certification that is going to happen immediately after this from NSC. And ladies and gentlemen, what we are just about to witness is now the very official moment. So this silent, let's keep silent, let's go silent for this beautiful moment as we appreciate.
As a sign of your entry onto the Ibuka program, and it will carry you along through this journey. And I believe in a very short time, you'll now come for the formal bell ringing at the exchange. Thank you very much and welcome.
So thank you so much, and this is awesome. Let us once again appreciate both the Optiven directors and NSC and Capital Markets Authority for this beautiful moment. Let's appreciate once again as we are now welcoming the team of panelists to, as the other directors take their seats, we now want to take this opportunity to welcome the panelists, Mr. George, to go to the podium. Mr. George, followed by Mr. Wycliffe from Capital Markets Authority, with Jeff from NSC, Amish Gupta, who is the Vice Chairman, Kenya Association of Stock Brokers and Investment Bank, and the This particular panel will be hosted by none other than a very, very beautiful lady by the name Mbithe Moema. Mbithe Moema, karibu sana.
Thank you.
As please
All right. Thank you.
go ahead and we officially welcome you for this great panel discussion. It's going to be amazing. Please keep tuned to this very wonderful moment. Karibu sana.
Thank you. As you can see, we are all upstanding just to give our messages of congratulations to the team at Optiven. 20 years and it is here. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, a loud clap of applause wherever you're at. Congratulations. 20 years is a big thing. We have the captains of industry here with us. And we want to have a conversation that says, when you become 20, what should you be doing? I will introduce our guest for this particular panel. On my extreme right, I have Mr. Amish Gupta, who is the Vice Chairman of the Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Banks. Kindly have your seat, Mr. Gupta. Thank you very much. A hand of applause for Mr. Gupta. Thank you so much. And then the man of the hour, we were calling this session the Power Hour. Mr. Washiri came in with power. If you have read any of his books, I had the privilege of starting to read them, Mr. Washiri. This is a huge milestone for you. Congratulations. You've come from far, you're here, and you're going further, and you're pulling us further. Mr. George Washiri, the Chief Executive Officer of Optiven. Kindly have your seat, sir. Thank you so much. And then on my extreme right, I have Mr. Wycliffe Shamir, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Capital Markets Authority. A round of applause for Mr. Shamir. Kindly have your seat, sir. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Kindly have your seat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mbithe Moema. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Infallible Group, and I have the honor and privilege to be able to bring this panel to you. The substance of this panel is really understanding what do the capital markets portend for SMEs in this day and age, and we want to understand the journey by Optiven. How did they start? How did they get here? Why did they choose to come to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and what next? I'll start off with a round of opening remarks, and my first question will be to Mr. George Washiri. Your company has been here 20 years. There's a way you've been funding your operations. Why did you decide this was the right time to join Ibuka? Why are you thinking about equity capital? Over to you, Mr. Washiri.
Well, thank you, Mbithe Moema, and thank you to the panelists and all those who are watching us online virtually. And for us at Optiven, we are very excited. We have been in business of transforming communities for the last 20 years. And we have undergone through teenage, we have been into classroom, and we are saying that after these 20 years, we must go to the next level. We have been funding our projects through debt, and I'm happy that our partners are here. They have been financing our big projects across the county, Kiambu, Kajiado, Nyeri, Nanyuki, and we are thankful. But this particular time, we are looking at a foundation whereby Optiven can be able to go out there and attract the global money, because the globe has got a lot of money, and joining Ibuka is very, very intentional for us as founders, and we're also saying that this is one of the ways to capture the African market, because the money is there, the people are there, but our motivation is not necessarily the money, but to continue with our vision of being pacesetters in socio-economic transformation, yes, and more so of job creation. We intend to create 30,000 jobs by the year 2030.
Fantastic. We always hear in Kenya and in Africa, what is yours remains yours. You are a founder of this company. You have been at the helm of this company. How has it been easy for you, or rather not? Why are you thinking about releasing your company? We never hear of such stories. Why is this important? Why Ibuka then?
I think it's important for Optiven to go to the next level, that the founders have got a limit, including life limit. Once I'm 90, because I will live up to 90 there, then I go to be with Abraham. I don't want Optiven to go with Abraham. I want Optiven to exist thousands of years, generations after generation, and we as founders, we said, let us be selfless. Let us share the cake. Let's seed some shareholding, because after 20 years, of course, Optiven will be among the top 5 biggest companies in Africa. After those 20 years, Washiri will be a musee, retiring.
But my son there and the Mushiri here and their children, they can make better CEOs than George Washiri. But before I go home, I can tell you, Bithe and our viewers, Optiven is going to be counted among the top biggest. It is possible, it's doable, and as founders, we have said, hatujipendi, tunapenda watu wetu, and it's in line with our vision to be pace setters in socio-economic transformation.
Oh, wow, fantastic. I think we're getting the power of the spoken word. You have to speak your destiny. And I'll come to Mr. Geoffrey Odundo. You're the one who spoke to Mr. Washiri and told him, you are next. What is Ibuka? Who should be focusing on Ibuka? What is the role of Ibuka in SMEs today?
Thank you, Bithe. I think, as George has spoken, I think George really is inspiring us today to really bring out our voices loud and clear. The Ibuka program was ideally set up as part of an intervention by the Capital Markets Authority, the NSC, and the CASIP, as part of a way to provide an avenue for aspirational companies to also come to the market.
Just 1 second again, check if it's working. It's not working. Okay, I'll just ask for somebody to give me sanitizer so we can clean it and then we can be able to continue. But in the meantime, allow me to just...
So as I said, it was formed very intentionally to help companies learn about how they can prepare to come to the market. Because we realized that companies were not keen on coming to the market because they never understood what the market has to offer. They didn't understand some of the terminologies. They thought that you really have to be ready before you come to the market. So here we are providing you with an avenue to prepare you so that you can understand what the market has to offer. And this market is a great market. As George has spoken, all our companies rely mainly on debt, and this is bank debt. But what is more important is to have long-term patient capital. And that long-term patient capital is only available in the capital markets. Kenya, for instance, we have about 1.5 trillion shillings being held by pension funds, life funds, and individuals. Now, this money is basically finding its way to investments like bank deposits, all right, and a bit into the government securities. But this money ideally should find its way into companies because there's greater value uplift when you invest in companies like this. So we are going to also be very intentional. We decided to be very intentional and attract these kind of companies, but prepare them. Let them swim from the shallow end into the deep end. Finally, it's very important for founders to really think about sharing their success. You'd rather be part of a piece of a large cake than own a queen cake. That's what I always say. So we're very happy that George believes in letting go. Let your company outlive you. This is why you set it up. And I believe coming to the capital markets is the way to go. So we're very happy. And once again, congratulations, George.
Bear with us. It is that time. I hope you're keeping safe. I hope you're keeping your distance wherever you are watching us from. But call a friend. We are actually live on NTV. That's currently ongoing. You can also be able to follow the live stream on the Facebook page. That's Optiven Limited. That's the page of Mr. George Washiri. Or you can go to Optiven, and that is the YouTube page. Our hashtag for today, Optiven joins Ibuka. What do you want to say to this team? What is the message that you want to say? What are you learning? Communicate with us. The hashtag is hashtag Optiven joins Ibuka or hashtag 20 years with Optiven. My next question will be to Mr. Wycliffe Shamir, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Capital Markets Authority. Mr. Shamir, when we look at the capital markets, we have seen companies that are in the real estate sector, companies that are doing things that are similar to what Optiven is doing, raise money. We saw Aecon raise 2.1 billion. We have seen Centum raise 3 billion. What is the opportunity for funding in the capital markets, and what supportive structures, whether regulation or policy, are accorded by the Capital Markets Authority?
Thank you, and maybe again just to say congratulations to Optiven for offering themselves to be seen. I think I can use that word, and a very great question, yes. Capital markets is where you find long-term funds, and if you really go back, we are used to being funded by banks, and sometimes we forget where the banks sometimes get their money. I remember the first bond was issued by Barclays, a corporate bond, and you realize banks then were issuing securities in capital markets and then on lending to those who are in different sectors of the real economy. Now, that tells you, as one who is undertaking projects, there are avenues within capital markets. And there are various securities you can issue, equity-related, debt, and that is where we find bonds. But specifically, again, there is a window where you can raise money on private offer basis. And of course, we know people talk about private placements. These are very specific. Of course, you have a few investors who are ready to give you money. And of course, then you don't require a lot of regulation from those who regulate this market. It is true, capital markets have served all array of course, interested parties from all the way the government. We have seen very huge banks. We've seen very huge corporates, the Kenyans doing, of course, infrastructure bonds. And obviously, there is space also for even smaller companies that we usually will refer to as SMEs. Now, we want to say, looking at developments within securities markets, there is discussion all over the world where it looks like there are changes in the modes of how funding has been raised, maybe traditionally, and of course where we are. We are now speaking of alternative funding, and this will capture any form of new raising of capital, maybe in capital markets, without going through the traditional ways of raising funds. Small companies raise money through crowdfunding, of course, doing private placements. So it's open, and there are opportunities. What we need to stress is there are specific stakeholders who are licensed who will give that assistance and advice to those who really are interested in raising money. And perhaps if you visited the capital markets website, NSE website, you will see a class of licensees we call investment advisors. Sometimes even your fund managers can give you a kind of direction on how you can raise funds, but also investment banks and also stock brokerage firms are very useful in this case. So quite an array of options for those who want to raise money from capital markets.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shammi. I hear you talking about advisors and the need to be able to engage and understand what products are available for you. With regards to advisors, we have Mr. Amish Gupta, who is the Vice Chairperson for the Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Banks. From a perspective of transaction advisors, from the space where you sit, you engage with investors, you engage with companies. What is the opportunity that Ibuka portends, and who should be looking at Ibuka as a source of raising capital?
COVID-19 has taught us a new concept, and that is shock absorber capital. Let us say today that corporate Kenya is generally under equity funded. And if you don't have strong equity positions in your balance sheets, you will therefore come under financial stress by excessive or debt that has been put on your balance sheets. As a result, we have seen the need at Ibuka to demystify the processes, the concepts, the framework around how to raise equity in a cheaper and much more efficient and effective manner. At the same time, we are focusing, therefore, on equity capital markets and the growth of our debt capital markets. Our DCM is important in the context today of COVID-19 bonds. Therefore, let us say that today we are also very keen to connect real estate development with real estate finance using capital markets. And we think that the use of zero coupon bonds and the use of convertibles and the use of new equity issues can be done in such a manner to accelerate the pace of real estate development in our country and beyond our borders. Today, we are championing a new product called the Special Purpose Vehicle of Balance Sheet Finance Ring-Fenced Mini Bonds as well. As a result of this concept, which the results will be known later this year, we are clear that Ibuka is the place to enter so that all these concepts, all these ideas, all these collaborative type processes can be structured to the benefit of our Kenyan enterprises in that context.
All right.
And Optiven today has brought that out for us in a very special way. Thank you.
Fantastic. It feels like we probably need a half day to be able to accommodate all the concepts that are coming out. But what I hear strongly is we are saying that we have been leveraging on debt. And it's not only something that's peculiar to Kenya. Across the African continent, most businesses have been highly levered, just depending on debt capital as opposed to equity capital. I think what COVID-19 has actually shown us is that you need to have a balance. You must be able to move forward, and the opportunity set that equity capital portends is the fact that it is long-term capital. Now, we're coming to the tail end of this conversation. I wish we had a lot more time, but we need to bring this to a close and move to other sessions that we will be having later on in the day. But gentlemen, I'd like you to give me your closing remarks with regards to thinking about the element of equity capital and how does it then, what's the next step for the SMEs that are watching? I will actually start with Mr. Washuri and say, you have mentioned that you have been using debt to finance your business. Earlier today, you mentioned that now you want to raise capital, but you will be selling your shares first and foremost to your employees, then you go through a private placement, then finally you will go through an IPO. Please tell us the relationship between equity capital and the relationship between this and where you want to see Optiven going. We know Optiven as a real estate company. What else does Optiven do, and why does it need this kind of long and patient capital to move to the next level?
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bide Mwema. And for us at Optiven, the reason for going this journey of Ibuka NSE is clear, that we are looking at a massive expansion in terms of our operations, not only in Kenya, but across Africa. We are looking at Optiven Rwanda, Optiven Uganda, Optiven DRC, and you can be able to do this through encouraging our employees, our customers to come on board. And when you partner with Optiven, with the new logo, it's not only Optiven Real Estate, but you are coming to partner with a basket of very successful companies. Once you come in, you become a partner with our hospitality industry. We have one of the best restaurants in Karen, in the hub, the Eagle Pig Spa. We have another very successful restaurant called the Panalotis, and then we have one of the biggest entertainment center in Kajiado called GMC Place, with the biggest swimming pool, the biggest hall. So it's a basket. Other than hospitality, we have a manufacturing company that manufactures the construction materials for our customers. We have a strategic business unit called Optiven Homes that build homes for our customers. We have Optiven Insurance, and we have all these strategic business units that you are coming to buy a share. So it's not only real estate, and this one balances the return on investment in terms of various incomes coming to the basket. So we said, if you go to the river, don't go there with your shoes. We removed all our shoes to go to the river so that our lives, our intention, our commitments are right there to make Optiven the most successful company in the years to come.
Thank you so much. I hear you talking about going to the river. Now, let's turn to Mr. Geoffrey Odundo. What does it entail to get to this river called Ibuka? And I'd like you to talk about the element of unlocking shareholder capital, the element of return on equity, and what Ibuka portends for that.
So the journey to become an Ibuka member is fairly simple. All you need to do is have a well-incorporated company, have some level of formalization. You have your financial records, your bank statement, audited accounts. And using those basic documents, we are then able to carry out a very quick vetting and an assessment and bring you on board. Please, Ibuka does not mean you have to have all these in place, because Ibuka is actually meant to be the training ground for you. So even if you don't, we will assess all the documentation and be able to prepare you for whichever stage of Ibuka that we believe you fit in. Now, two things that are very important when you aspire to join Ibuka. You want to unlock value for your company. You want to prepare the journey to unlocking value. Today, Optiven, the value of Optiven is what George believes it is. But coming to the market, possibly, it's 10 times what you believe. Because the market will respond to the projections and the aspirations of what your business has to offer. And that's why it's very important to run a company well, even if it's a small company. Keep your records, hold your meetings, keep board minutes, have the basic corporate governance documents in place. You will definitely attract an investor owing to that. Secondly and finally, growth has to be borderless in Kenya. We must take advantage of all these things the government is putting in place, and also the other countries, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. That is just not a talk shop. It's an opportunity for you to trade with businesses in other regions in Africa. And for you to do that, you need funding. And the funding has to come from long, patient capital. And that's why come to the capital markets if you want to scale up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are really hard pressed on time, but I'll take a brief comment from Mr. Shamia and from Mr. Gupta. Mr. Shamia is speaking to us. Jeff talks about the element of government, the element of long-term capital. We are in COVID-19. What is the intervention that's coming from the Capital Markets Authority, with you being the team leader from that space?
Thank you, and a very good question. I think there is a myth that capital markets are specifically for certain entities, certain size. I think it's open. I think we want to say it's open. And what we are doing currently is to look at the legal frameworks to ensure that those frameworks are accommodative for companies that want to raise funds. There has been a concern around compliance that you then end up in certain circumstances where you're doing well. We are very facilitative, especially during this COVID time, because we understand business has really been affected, and therefore there should be no cause of alarm. I think it's worth trying, and you will realize the support that you will get from us and the stakeholders within capital markets. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shamir. And last but not least, Mr. Amish Gupta, your closing remarks, and talk to us from the point of CASIB, investors, and what next?
The I in Ibuka stands for intelligent innovation. That's what we require in this country post-COVID-19. The K in Ibuka is Kenyan. We are here for you and SMEs, whether it's 10 million and above. We are here to help you, assist you, to drive your businesses with all kinds of capital that can take you beyond in your new strategy for the future.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That is the end of our panel session. I'll kindly ask the gentleman to kindly exit on the steps on my left-hand side. Thank you so much. Remember, it is 20 years with Optiven, but we must clap for our gentleman. That was a fantastic podium. Kindly exit. 20 years with Optiven. Optiven joins Ibuka. I think it's the fine time that we stop looking at debt and putting our funds as deposits only in the banks, but consider investing in Kenyan businesses and building them. My name is Bitha. I was your host. I appreciate your time. I hand over to the MC of the day, that is Mr. Mushiri. A round of applause for Mr. Mushiri as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's appreciate the team that has done a very great job here. The panel discussion was very incisive and beautiful, extremely informative. And ladies and gentlemen, we are not just done. We are not yet done because we just turned 20. Optiven just turned 20. Do you know what happens to someone after they've turned 20? You know, you are an adult and you can do anything after 20. You are an adult. And Optiven has decided to join Ibuka Accelerator Program under NSC. And it's a fantastic and beautiful milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity now to invite the General Manager Optiven, none other than Madam Mary Washuka, to come and give us a vote of thanks. And just before she does that, she has something very special that she's going to announce to the guests who are here today. Madam Mary Washuka, let's appreciate Madam Mary Washuka as she comes to the podium. Karibu sana, Madam Mary. Unasikia aje? How is the event? How are you feeling?
So far, so good. And thank you very much. It has been an awesome moment. And yeah, I think it just feels good to live teenage. Yeah, you feel like there's more freedom. So thank you, Moshiri, for asking that. You know, the way our young children, when they get 20, they feel free. So that's the freedom for today. And my assignment is very small this morning. First is just I want to do vote of thanks. So it's like saying you are coming to a close. But first is just first to thank God. Do you feel God has done it for Optiven? Let's just give it a round of applause. Yeah, for sure, God has done it for us. And we cannot just take it for granted. So we thank God for this opportunity that He's given Optiven to transform communities, be it socially and also economically. We have just, even as we do vote of thanks, we have symbolic gifts. We all know the times that we are in, but I have two ladies who are holding, and I think there's a gentleman who are holding some gifts. So maybe the camera can, you can just stand here just to show, we love our green so much until everything is green. In Optiven, we say even our blood, you cut it, it's green. So we have some gifts. I'm not very sure that we want to give them out on camera, but all the same, we have some gifts for our guests. So tutapeana nyuma ya tent. Asanteni sana. But we have something. So allow me just to, this is just now too much of protocol, but it's good to respect protocol. So I would like to appreciate, first and foremost, I've said I want to thank God for this far He has brought us. And number two, we want to thank our vision bearer, Mr. George Washuri. He pushes us even when we cannot see it. He believes, he imagines, and he makes us believe. So thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause for him. Thank you for ensuring that we are pushing on with the vision. And we also want to thank Mr. Wycliffe Shamir, the CEO, Capital Markets Authority. Thank you for gracing our occasion, and let's appreciate him. We also want to thank you, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo. Thank you for believing that Optiven can be there, and for sure we are getting there. Let's appreciate him. And we also want to thank Mr. Amish Gupta, the Vice Chair, Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Bank. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate him for gracing our occasion today. And we also want to thank our host today, Miss Mbithe. Let's appreciate her. You've done it so well. And even that Optiven green outfit, thank you for buying into the vision. We really appreciate. And I can't forget to thank all the Optiven directors. Whether you are here live or you're watching online, just know that we appreciate you. But in the house, we have our bishop, who is also our chaplain, Bishop Phillips Katutu. I can tell you, this man has worked with us from when we had nothing until today. God has made it big. So let's appreciate our Bishop Phillips Katutu. And I also want to thank my co-director, Mr. Charles Muragori. He is the machinery man and the projects guy. So let's appreciate Mr. Muragori. And I just want to thank everybody, our customers. I can't forget you. I know you are online today, and you know what? You have made Optiven what it is today. So thank you very much from wherever you are. For those of us in the house, please let's appreciate our customers for helping us go to where we are. Yes, a round of applause for our customers. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all the media houses that have given us great coverage. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We know publicity is very key for any organization to grow. So thank you very much, and specifically to NTV for giving us a whole 1 hour of live. We sincerely appreciate. So thank you very much. We appreciate. And to our in-house media team, they have worked overboard. Thank you very much, led by Kevin. We appreciate you because you've done a great job. I am not very sure whether there's anybody, just in case I didn't mention you. And thank you to Serena Hotels for hosting us today. We sincerely appreciate. And to our MC of the day, what do? Let's appreciate him, Mr. Moshiri Moshoki. And to everybody who was in the in-house planning committee. I know some of you today have slept 2 hours. That's what you told me this morning. I sincerely appreciate you. And you know one thing, I've been praying for you, that God gives you grace. And I know he has graced you. So thank you very much. And as we move to the next level, let's work together. God bless you. We value you.
Thank you so much. We value you too, Madam Mary. And let us just stand up because we're going to have our very final prayer. As we do that, as we welcome Bishop Katutu, I want the DJ Optiven Nietu. Let us just stand up. So as I say, Optiven Nietu, we just hold our chest like this. Optiven Nietu, and then Optiven Niako, Optiven Niang. Unaweka hapa we mwenyewe. So let's go, DJ. Optiven Nietu, let's go. We are coming to an end of our North event.
Miaka zaidi ya 20 tukaanza hatua kwa pamoja, kutimiza ndoto za Wakenya, mchanga wetu kuboresha, jiwe kwa jiwe tunajenga, kwa kila hatua tabasamu ya kila Mkenya ikiwa nguzo yetu. Optiven ni yangu, Optiven ni yetu sote, Optiven ni mimi na wewe. Optiven ni yangu, Optiven ni yetu sote, Optiven ni mimi na wewe. Pamoja,
We're inspiring possibilities.
with Optiven.
We're inspiring
Oh yes, thank you, DJ, thank you. Indeed, we are inspiring. We are inspiring. Karibu sana, Bishop Katutu, for the final prayer. And we thank you everyone for having tuned in for this awesome, auspicious occasion from the Serena Hotel, the launch of Optiven into Ibuka NSC and our new identity.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mushiri, and congratulations, Optiven. I'm proud to be associated with this great family. Simply was just thinking, when you have, as a father, when you celebrate the child being born, you take the child to school, pass very well, and they join the work of the labor force in Kenya, and you start preparing them for marriage. Aren't you a proud father? That's how I feel, because I sense like today, Optiven is now being prepared for marriage with the public. So God bless and congratulations, Optiven. Shall we close with a word of prayer? Eternal Father, once again, we're so grateful and so humbled yet to see how this journey has progressed across the years. And we have come to a place of connecting with destiny. And we just want to thank you for the preparation. We thank you for the space that is opening for us across the nations of Africa and beyond. And we thank you for this instrumental men and the women that have come to associate with Optiven to make it great. And we pray, everlasting Father, that above all you receive thanksgiving from our hearts. And thank you for walking with us. And thank you for being ahead of us. And we pray that all blessings shall continue to be ours. And that you will take all the glory. For we honor you and glorify your holy name. For this we ask in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. God bless you and have a great day.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Asante sana. That brings to an end our program. And just to quickly mention that we have two things. We have some photo shoot that is happening outside. So just right outside this hall, There is a photo shoot that is taking place, and then we have some free newspapers from the Standard Media Group. Standard newspaper is free, so you can go grab a copy. It is fully sanitized. Thank you so much. God bless you. Optiven, inspiring. Optiven. Optiven. God bless you.